It's great speaking with you today again, Sanjay, for our next interview. This topic today is on customer segmentation. Before we start, can you provide a brief background of yourself?
Lovely. Morning, Dustin, and good to talk to you today. Sanjay Desai here, a focused supply chain professional who started a journey with UniLever in Mumbai as a warehouse blue-collar worker doing carry strapping and boxing in 1983. Over the last 34 years, worked my way up in diverse organizations, multiple geographies, and handled an end-to-end functions in supply chain. Worked for some of the best Fortune 500 multinationals like UniLever, AVENTIS Pharma, Exxon-Mobil, Apple Computers, Dell Global, Johnson, Thermo Fisher Scientific, and finally Huntsman as Director of Supply Chain for Greater APAC. I left Huntsman in December 2016 and embarked the next phase of my career as a freelance supply chain professional. Very happy and honored to talk to you today, Dustin. Thanks a lot. Over to you.
Thanks. So, what is customer segmentation?
Excellent. So, Dustin, customer segmentation, as the name suggests, is a process of subdividing the customers into specific category of groups. So these groups can be serviced differentially, creating an appropriate value to the customer, at the same time investing the right amount of resources like human capital, dollar, and effort. A company can use customer segmentation as the principal guideline for allocating their resources like product development, marketing support, service programs, and delivery efficiency at an organization level. Over to you, Justin.
So then, so my next question then is, can you talk about how it works and some of the elements that are used to address this process?
Absolutely. And I can tell you that this is not easy or simple as it sounds, right? There's a lot of change management here for the organization. And the first and the foremost important thing is to seek alignment with the highest leadership within the organization before we start climbing this platform, right? It requires a very uniform stakeholder buy-in globally, since the execution of this process will have substantial impact to downstream execution, operation, and customer behaviors in the future. It requires a detailed step-by-step collaborative project planning effort by cross-functional groups like product management, marketing, supply chain, and IT. In a very broad sense, we can say that we need to divide the customers and markets into measurable segments based on a few broad parameters like revenue realized, profit margin, cost to serve, global importance to the customers, as well as the long-term relationship that we have with the customers. Then we need to determine the potential of each and every customer or segment by analyzing these parameters with the cost and effort associated to serve those segments. We need to plot and record this data as we will take key decisions based on these factual findings. Based on what the data tells us, we need to design an IT enabler solution so we have an ability to execute day-to-day operations at the customer or order level as required. And that's about it at a high level, Dustin.
Why is segmentation necessary? Can't we just treat all the customers with one standard service?
Great question. I suppose in today's times, most of the industries, except leaving aside a few multinational good companies, are actually doing that, meaning we are over-providing a service level to a set of customer, and actually we could be under-providing a set of service to a set of customer, which means we are doing an injustice to a larger segment of the customer, which are very valued. And I think these customers are more deserving. So imagine a $1 million customer account is treated in the same vein as a customer who buys a few hundreds of dollars each year. And isn't it unfair to the key account? Yes, it is, right? Because the key account is buying millions of dollars. So we need to segment our approach. This process is a great tool to identify customers like who are our key global accounts, customers who are loyal to us over many years, which are relationship customers, and who buy a few millions of dollars. And then we have another level of customers who buy very little or who don't buy us very frequently, and customers who buy from us only once or twice a year. As an enterprise, we need to differentiate and serve the customers based on their relative value and importance to our organization, as well as adding value to customers so they continue to buy from us over a sustained period. A segmented approach, the one that we're talking about, provides that execution platform to the organization, right? And customer segmentation is most effective when a company tailors their product and services offering to customers which have a relative high value to the organization. So it is not about just segmenting. The whole value proposition to the organization is when we create that platform and execute the 4 or 5 segments that we have in a differentiated manner. And that is where the benefits start to come in, actually, Justin.
Can you talk more about the benefits of segmentation?
Yes, Justin. There are benefits which are absolutely quantifiable as well as measurable. The biggest advantage is our customer-facing front end, which is sales and marketing, is synchronized with back end, which is supply chain and operation. In terms of the promises that we made to customers are matched by the fulfillment performance, because we are making promises based on the value of the segment that we all agreed within the organization. The delivery performance and fulfillment cost are optimized to the relative value of the segment that we get from our target customers. So higher value customers, higher segments get better delivery, faster delivery, and vice versa. Then the third benefit is segmented approach helps organizations to push those one-timer customers to change their behavior and forces them to form tactical partnership, which results in a higher revenue potential to the organization. Another benefit is segmentation ensures that expedited and rush orders are properly channelized through an approval mechanism, which results in an overall reduction in the stress and noise in the delivery performance. A lot of time, expedited and rush orders actually create noise. They don't really enhance your customer satisfaction. The last benefit I would say is helps to develop a focused sales organization effort at a more profitable customer segments and ultimately increase our customer satisfaction and revenue potential in a very controlled manner.
This approach hold true over the next 5 years with e-commerce and technological disruption?
Great question, Dustin. And today, everyone is talking about what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years, especially with e-commerce and technological disruptions that is underway. Yes, it will. It will actually help organizations to balance their working capital costs versus the customer service benchmarking, the relative value of customer segment to the organization. Note that e-commerce or technology is an enabler of business, right? It is not the end-to-end business. The back-end principles of balancing working capital, optimizing physical delivery costs will always be there, regardless of the medium that we use to conduct our business. So e-commerce and technology, more front-end, more medium of business, but the physical touch and relationship and service delivery and cost to deliver those, the last mile fulfillment, are going to remain, Justin.
Thank you. Do you have any final recommendations?
Of course. So let's look at Asia, right? Asia being the epicenter of growth in the next couple of decades. The last mile delivery performance will take a lot of prominence. And with so many companies competing for the same market share of the limited pie in Asia, what is going to separate organizations from each other is their end-to-end value chain performance, and not just supply chain performance, but end-to-end value chain performance. Now is the right time that we should think of our customers like our employees. And let me explain what I mean by that. All organizations have a yearly performance review system for employees, whereby merit adjustments and bonus adjustments are determined in a differentiated manner based on employee performance ratings. When we segment our own employees based on their performance for pay, why we should not segment our customers based on their performance, based on their relative value to the organization? Why should we provide one service across all the customer segment, which is not practical? Our employees actually are relatively more critical to the organization with their value. And ultimately, it is the employees who build processes and strategies which draw customers to buy from us and not the other way around.
Thanks for sharing
should
today.
Actually start segmenting our customers.
And,
yes, Dustin.
And thanks for sharing today, Sanjay. Did we cover all the points you wanted to make about that last question?
Oh, yes, we covered everything, Dustin. Great call today.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Cheers. Bye-bye. Have a great day.